Löded Eyeron stands at the peak of Numberland's music scene. With 8 consecutive victories at the Battle of the Bands, they have achieved a level of dominance that few other acts can even conceptualize. As they tuned their amplifiers for the round of 32 practices, the band faced a shift in the competition, a hazard crawling straight out of the underworld. Security camera footage and tabloid leaks confirmed that the previously banned undead act, Zombi II, was rebuilding their ranks. This intercepted communique reveals their heavy reinforcements, zombie German shepherds. Historically, the undead canine lineup relied on 2 manageable audio frequencies, the high-pitched screaming yaps of the zombie chihuahuas at the top of the mix, and the low-slung sub-bass rhythms of the zombie dachshunds holding down the bottom. The German shepherds filled the massive gap in the middle of the equalizer with a deep, resonant baritone growl. This addition gave the pack a full 3 octaves vocal range capable of shattering the studio windows. The hazard was so severe that King 48 III issued a royal decree. He officially mandated that any band facing this new canine baritone had to double their rhythmic sharpness just to maintain stage control. Löded Eyeron's preparation now focused on countering a biologically engineered sonic weapon, calibrated specifically to dismantle their wall of sound. The royal palace responded by expanding the kingdom-wide ban to cover both the original zombie band and its successor, Zombi II, formally blacklisting them from every stage in Numberland. The undead managers immediately pivoted to a legal counterattack. They registered a new act called Zombi III, and by limiting their roster to only 3 approved breeds, led by this persistent frontman, they legally forced the registration office to accept their entry. A rogue unit of dachshunds bypassed the security gates using their own separate loophole. They registered a standalone spin-off band, changing only a single letter to spell their name, Zombie, with an N. This barrage of legal warfare and undead stalking began to fracture Löded Eyeron from the inside. Band members developed severe anxiety, including a documented case of hippopotamonstrosesquipedaliophobia, a paralyzing fear of long words. That mounting pressure boiled over during a rehearsal for the track Static Station. At the song's climax, a stressed band member lost their timing and bellowed an explicit profanity directly into the center stage microphone. The crowd erupted into boos, and remarkably, the error repeated itself. During a later practice for leakout, another member dropped the same profanity, drawing a public rebuke from King 48 III for the lack of vocal discipline. Between the relentless legal maneuvering of the zombie packs and their own internal psychological cracking, the champions arrived at the tournament on the verge of a total collapse. The interference soon turned physical. During the quarterfinal practices, an unknown assailant ambushed 55 and locked him inside a janitor's closet to prevent him from reaching the stage. The petty rivalries and sabotage were suddenly silenced by an announcement from the High Palace. Queen Macarena IV, the 99-year-old monarch of Numberland, had passed away from natural causes. King 48 III decreed a period of national mourning. Across all 27 districts, the amplifiers were powered down, and the central stadium went completely dark. When the mourning period ended, the semifinals resumed with a heavy atmosphere. Joining Löded Eyeron on stage was 10-year-old Rob Callister, who led the band through a tribute performance of Leak Out in memory of his late cousin, Diego. Despite the emotional weight of the tribute, the audience turned hostile. Shallow crowd members in the front rows began body-shaming the young guest vocalist, raining down jeers throughout the chorus. Rob refused to back down. Behind him, the rest of Löded Eyeron laid down a crushing wall of sound, using their instruments to completely drown out the noise of the hostile crowd. Winning another trophy had become secondary to a larger goal, playing as an aggressive act of defiance against a toxic ecosystem. For the grand final, the band stepped into the spotlight for one last stand, having endured a gauntlet of scandals, legal loopholes, and personal tragedy. They closed their championship set with a flawless, high-voltage performance of the song Static Headache, finally reclaiming their legendary vocal discipline. As the feedback faded, the band announced that this was the final time they would ever perform the track. The crowd's hostility instantly shifted into mourning and a thunderous ovation. The judges' scores cemented their place in history. Amidst a shower of golden confetti, King 48 III presented Löded Eyeron with their 9th golden trophy. Leveraging their status as undisputed legends, the band eventually opened Eyeronland, a lucrative theme park based on their long career in the spotlight. Löded Eyeron's legacy stands as proof that a dynasty is forged through the ability to maintain a rhythm, even when the world throws its most absurd, rule-breaking noise at you.